Enjoy the holiday season with the Alolan Festivities design, available on shirts, hoodies, mugs even. You can get one for yourself to wrap up nice and warm, or one for a present for a friend. Links to where you can get your own are in the description below. Hey Pokemon Masters, Birdkeepertoby here. It has been 20 years of Pokemon this year, and they've just released the new games Pokemon Sun and Moon. I have been enjoying them, and I hope you are too. And being 20 years on, it's always nice for the current games to sort of go back and pay homage to older things from the series, so we can see how far things have progressed. And throughout the games, I've noticed 10 things that you might have missed that are references to older things in Pokemon. Now be aware that some of these might be spoilers, so if you haven't played the whole of the games, I recommend that you don't check out this video just yet, but there's going to be plenty of Pokemon Sun and Moon content. I'm doing one video every day this week. Also, just a reminder that I still have a Pokemon Sun and Moon giveaway going on. Leave a like or a comment on any of my videos titled Sun and Moon from this week, last week, months before, and there's a chance that you could win a copy. And yes, it's worldwide. Right, so let's get on with it, with number 1, Spearow on the bridge. Right at the beginning of the game, Nebby, the Cosmog, ends up alone on the bridge just out of Tapu Koko's chamber. You go to rescue this poor defenseless Pokemon on behalf of Lily because it's being attacked by Spearow. However, then Nebby lets out this blast of cosmic radiation, which means trouble for the Spearow. When you realise that you're safe, you then see a legendary Pokemon, Tapu Koko. Does that sound familiar? It should, because all of that is the final moments of the first episode of the Pokemon anime, when Ash is protecting his defenseless Pikachu from a flock of wild Spearow. Pikachu then lets out this surge of electrical energy, and when they awaken they see Ho-Oh flying high in the sky. Number 2, Alolan form Pokemon. Okay, this one is maybe a little bit obvious, because a big part of Pokemon Sun and Moon's release and its marketing has been the Alolan forms. New takes on older Pokemon, but they're not just a reference to the older Pokemon, but also to the old anime series, The Orange Island Adventures. In these games, Ash takes on 4 gym leaders that aren't conventional with their gym leaders and are much more like trial captains. Whilst jumping around these islands, he's catching Pokemon, but some of them have variations. A Crystal Onyx, or the Valencia Island Pokemon, or the Pink Island Pokemon. And that's kind of what the Alolan forms are a nod to, Pokemon changing in these dramatic environments. Heck, they've even got their own professor researching them, and that professor is an Alolan variant himself. Number 3, the Nugget Bridge. Yes, those of you who remember Generation 1 will remember the Nugget Bridge. It's a bridge just to the north of Cerulean City with 5 trainers and a member of Team Rocket at the end, who tries to recruit you. If you complete the bridge and defeat the member of Team Rocket who has an Atkins and a Zubat, you will be rewarded, of course, with a nugget, hence the bridge's name. But did you know in these games, in the garden north of Mali City, you can encounter a similar bridge, a golden bridge that when you try to cross you have to battle 5 trainers. And at the end there's this guy who says, "Hey kid, you want to become a member of Team Rocket?" He has an Atkins and a Zubat and rewards you with a nugget. But don't worry, at the end he says it's all a joke and that Team Rocket disbanded years ago. That's a cool little reference. Number 4, Slowpoke Tales. Slowpoke Tales were a big part of the Generation 2 game. Slowpoke was a worshipped Pokemon in Azalea Town, and in the areas around it, Team Rocket were trying to get hold of Slowpoke Tales to sell for a high price. Well, it seems in the latest game there's a scene where Team Skull are trying to acquire Slowpoke from the Aether Foundation so that they can take the Slowpoke Tales. And as revealed in the Pokédex entry for Slowpoke Tales are often simmered into a soup, so this is a cool reference to a Generation 2 thing. Number 5, now jumping from Generation 2 to Generation 5, is a power plant. Yes, there is a power plant in Alola. It's actually a very missable area, which I'm doing a whole video about 5 missable areas in Pokemon Sun and Moon. There is this power plant that you can try to access, but good luck, because you can't get past the fence. And this is a really frustrating nod to one of the biggest mysteries that went unsolved about Generation 6. The power plant in Kalos, which had multiple doors that you could walk up to, but they were locked. We always assumed that there was going to be some event to unlock them and that there was something inside, but truthfully, you couldn't. They were just locked doors. And it looks like they've done the same again. There's this whole area here in Alola, and it doesn't look like we have access. Number 6, Sophocles' friend is related to Bill. Now, Bill, of course, is a character from previous Pokemon games. He's the one who created the PC system. However, and this is why the spoiler alert, at the end of the game, Lily says she's going to go and find Bill because Bill has had experiences merging with Pokemon, which of course is the issue that Lusamine had. He needs his expertise, but what she's talking about, Bill merging with Pokemon, that's a reference to the first time you meet Bill in Red or Blue. Because when you meet him, he's put his brain inside a Pokemon's head. Number 7, the Pokey Finder. This is part of the Pokedex. It's a built-in mechanic that allows you to take pictures of Pokemon and upload them so that you can get likes and reviews on your photos. Sadly, you can only use it in specific areas, but did you know this whole feature is a reference not just to something from a past Pokemon game, but from an entire past Pokemon game? That game, of course, being Pokemon Snap. This is a Pokemon game from the 1990s that allowed you to take pictures of Pokemon. That was the main objective. Take pictures of Pokemon in the Kanto region. And so this whole little Pokedex feature is a great little throwback to that. Number 8, Jimmy's Rattata. Hey, youngster Joey, what's that you got there? Yeah, it's my Rattata. It's in the top percentages of Rattatas. This is a famous quote by the first trainer that you encounter in the Generation 2 games. There are 2 trainers battling, one has a Pidgey and one has a Rattata, and youngster Joey says that his Rattata is in the top percentage of Rattatas. Gotta stop doing that voice. Well, that Generation 2 moment is referenced again in these games when one of the first trainers that you encounter is a youngster Jimmy, who is an Alolan variant of youngster Joey because he has an Alolan Rattata. Rattata? This Pokemon's been around for 20 years, but when you're doing it in the accent, it's definitely Rattata. Point is, this reference is in the top percentage of all references. Number 9, Professor Kukui taking on the Indigo League. For those of you who are unfamiliar with what the Indigo League is, where have you been all this time? The Indigo League is the Kanto League. In fact, the Indigo League represents both the adventures of the Kanto and Johto journey, so depending on where you get your 8 badges from, whether it's Kanto or Johto, the Indigo League is the place where you will go to challenge the Elite Four. And Kukui at the beginning of the game says that he's travelled around Kanto and battled those gym leaders. But right at the end of the game, before you challenge the new Elite Four, he will mention that he had a difficult time challenging that guy with the cape. Of course, he's talking about the champion Lance. And number 10, reoccurring characters. We've seen from trailers that some characters are coming back. Some obvious ones like Red and Blue, and then other more secretive ones like Burnett. Yeah, she's been in Pokemon before, but if you don't know who she was, then maybe you should check out my video on 10 reoccurring characters, because there are at least that many in the game. Like I said before, while my usual schedule is Tuesdays and Fridays, this week I am uploading a new Sun and Moon video every single day. Plus we have the Sun and Moon giveaway going on, so please leave a like and a comment, and soar high, Pokemon Masters.
This is Ash Ketchum. You just watched a video by Birdkeepertoby. That makes you a Pokemon Master.